This is a message for the governments around the world. We are not being attacked by terrorists. That's done with. We are now in a new phase. It's called war. The Islamic extremists, they decided that they're going to wage war on people around the world. It's not just Americans, it's Europeans, it's everywhere. So until the governments decide to now call this a war, we're not going to win this thing. Because we have to treat it like a war. We have to fight it like a war. And we're not doing that. We're getting hit all the time. And if you notice, we're getting hit in gun-free zones, people. They're not hitting military installations. They're hitting Americans. They're hitting French. They're hitting Germans. They're hitting everybody in gun-free zones. They know that they're not going to get any resistance. They can do most carnage that way. Until you realize that and let us arm ourselves and let us protect ourselves, there's going to be a lot more people dying. This is a war. This is a war, and it's not going to end until we, the people, are allowed to protect ourselves. Because now, for argument's sake, we'll take the restaurant in France. How many? A couple of hundred people in there. Two guys walk in waving guns. Everybody goes to hide. You got 100 plus people there. Think about it. If everybody started throwing a plate, a knife, a cup, or anything to distract them, somebody's going to be able to disarm them. Will a couple of people get shot? More than likely, yes. A couple of people get shot. Will a couple of people die? Yes, a couple of people die. But not 10, not 12, not 15, not 20, not 30. The same thing with the theater. They were overwhelmed by the amount of people there, but nobody acted. Because everybody these days are afraid. And I don't understand. Everybody's afraid they're going to die. But, you know, the reality of it is, if you don't act, guess what? You will die. You think you're going to hide from the bullet? You're not going to hide from the bullet. If you're in that situation, it's either do or die. You're going to die anyway. So why not take a shot at taking them out? Maybe somebody else will get to live. Maybe you might die, but you know what? 50 other people will live. I don't know what happened to the men of this world. They're no longer men. They're afraid to act. This is ridiculous what's going on. But remember, governments of the world, we are at war. This is not isolated terrorist attacks. These are coordinated attacks in gun-free zones where they can do the most carnage. And until you realize that, we got a lot of problems. Now, one more statement. This statement has to do with the Muslim community. Yes, you complain that after such attacks, you find you get attacked yourselves, that people assault you, people curse you, people do this. You know, you have a lot of blame you can hold on yourself with that. Because of your inaction to identify the potential threats that may come to us, you are just as guilty as they are. Now, I know you're peaceful people, and to be honest with you, I have absolutely nothing against Muslims or anybody else for that matter. It's just that this year, if you are visible, which you are, your terrorists or your Muslim extremists are not. They blend into your community. So guess what? You go about taking care of your family, feeding your family, working hard. These guys go out and they kill a few people. Guess who's going to get hurt? Not them, you. Because people are going to get upset, and you're the only one that they can see. Unless you start talking. And you know who they are. They're in your shops. They're out in front of the stores. You're talking all the time. You know exactly who are the people that are in your community that are extremists. You hear them in the mosques. You're going to hear them in a coffee shop. You hear them when they're buying food. They're going to try to sway you over to their side of Islamists, of the extremist Islamists. And that's what happens. You have to help yourselves, help us. If you're in this country, you're not a Muslim, a Jew, an Italian, a German, a Chinaman. You are an American, period. If you have your American citizenship, you are an American. You should consider yourself first as an American. I'm not attacking your heritage. As an Italian, I have plenty of customs that I adhere to, but I'm an American. If Italians started coming over here and blowing up subway stations and everything, guess what? They're my enemy as well. Just because they're Italians, I'm not going to say anything? No. I'm an American. And if you're an American, if you come here to be an American instead of come here to take advantage of what we have to offer, then you need to step up. And only you can help us win this war with Islamist extremists. Only you. Nobody else, because you're inside. We're not inside. We're not going to know ahead of time. We have to deal with the carnage afterwards. And you're going to deal with, evidently, people are going to start taking things out on you. And I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see that. We're all Americans. We should act as Americans, come together as one. This separatism in this country has gone way, way, way out of hand. And I'm going to tell you something. Who's perpetrating this separatism is not the individuals themselves. It's the government, because they can control you better. And it's the mass media, because guess what? That's better press. That's better ratings when you put the spin on it with regard to racism. Understand that. They want racism, because without racism they don't have a story. And without racism, the government don't have control. That's why the government keeps giving. The Democratic Party, more than anything else, they give. They give, because if they keep giving, they keep you wanting, they got your vote. You guys gotta wake up. Signing out. Have it safe and healthy.